To Lel's Little Budget. My name is Lel and this is my budgeting channel. I am going to start by introducing myself. My name is Lel. I am a mother of two. I'm married and I live in the east of England. I have spent the last few months trying to reorganise my life again. I have been in a place where I'm not at the happiest and it's time to do something about that. I am in my late 30s, I'm heading towards 40, and it really is time to sort myself out. And I'm starting by sorting out my personal debt. I have an amount of personal debt. It's not humongous, but also it is not tiny, and it is time to get rid of it. I work both a PAYE job and I also have a small business. It is, as a result of both of those things, it's quite hard to get debt paid off because I don't have a fixed income every month. My PAYE job is in hospitality, so my wages are variable, and the same with my small business. The last 18 months it has really struggled, and I've struggled alongside that, but it's time to sort all of that out. I'd like to move back to a place where I can be self-employed full-time, and this is the start of that. If I can address my personal debt and get that paid off, then that will be a step towards being able to become self-employed full-time again, because I will have less of my own personal expenses. This channel is going to be about me paying off my personal debt. It isn't going to be about weekly budgeting and cash stuffing. I would love to, however, it doesn't work like that in my household. My partner is also self-employed and all of our bills are covered every week or every month. We're also paying towards our first holiday abroad with the children this year. They're 8 and 10, so a really nice age to take abroad. So we don't cash stuff for the household. This is purely for myself and for me to pay off my personal debt. I will be cash stuffing in this video. Not in this video, but on this channel I will be cash stuffing, but yeah, it's all towards paying off my personal debt and for getting a thing for things like our holiday, and for, I have a daughter who is a competitive cheerleader. I am already aware that next season, so the 25 to 26 season, she has the possibility of becoming a crossover athlete because she will age into that bracket, and she would like to, if it becomes a possibility at the club, if the club want, like when she tries out, if the club want her to cross over, she would love to do that. And I'm also aware that they're going to be having new uniforms next season, so I'm already trying to get ahead for those extra payments, which I know will come with next year. So a lot of my cash stuffing will be based around those sorts of things. This video today is specifically about my debt confession and where my personal finances are, so I'm going to get straight into that. Nearly all of this is credit card debt. It stems from having a shop, like a physical bricks and mortar shop, and expenses that came with that were unexpected. And then post-COVID, when things are really wobbly, my husband is also self-employed, so we were in a position for a few weeks where we literally had zero income coming into the house, and things like rent still had to be paid, like we still had to put food on the table and that sort of thing. I haven't, other than one payment, which I'll talk to you about in a minute, I haven't added on to any of these credit cards, and I do have 5 credit cards currently. I haven't added anything onto this debt for quite a while, other than one purchase which I did make in December, which I'll talk to you about in a second. So I am paying this off, but I've been struggling to sort of make more than the minimum payments, so it's taken quite a long time to get some of these down. I will talk to you about something that I have done in a minute as well when I get to it, but we're just going to get straight into it now. So I am going to sort all of this out into a binder. However, I was trying to work out exactly how I wanted this done as a grid before I can put it into a binder. So you're getting the sort of raw product, as it were, to start with right now. So I have broken these down into what each credit card is, what the balance is on them currently, and the minimum payments aren't currently on here, but I will talk to you about those ones that I do know without them being written down. These are already organised into priorities. So the debt at the start of the list is my biggest priority, and then I work down through them. So my first debt is my Pulse credit card, which has a balance of £1,977.12 on it. My minimum payment on this card is currently £78.78. The next one is my Aqua card, which has a balance of £1,069.18. This has a minimum payment of £53.80 at the moment. However, I do have a new card which has a 0% balance transfer on it for the next 6 months, so I will be moving this balance over to that so that I can actually pay a bit more of it off a bit quicker. My plan, I'm not sure if I did say this a minute ago, is that I would like to be totally debt free in the next 2.5 years. So by August of 2027, I would like all of my personal debt to be gone. My third is my Virgin credit card, where I owe £1,469.84. My fourth is my Zabel card, where I owe £529.52. Now this is the only one that I have put a purchase on in the last 12 months, and that is because I bought myself a laser cutter. I have paid 25% of the laser cutter back off the balance already, and I'd like to have paid the rest of the balance of that one off by the end of this year. And my fifth and final credit card balance is £176.35, and that is my Capital One card. To just pause while my daughter came upstairs. That's the reality of being a parent and trying to do these things. So that is my 5 credit cards. I then have 2 PayPal finance accounts. My first one I owe £339.93, and this is a business one, and the second one is a personal one, is £291.25. And I also have a business overdraft of £293.12. So all in all, my total personal debt is £6,146.31. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. And on top of that, I have 0 in savings, and I have 0 available for an emergency fund as well if something were to go wrong. And those are 2 other things this year that I would like to be working on. Just going back quickly, so my minimum payments for these two PayPal accounts, this one is about £13.49 and this one is £8 something. My Capital One is £8 something as well, but I try and pay a minimum of £20 a month off of this Capital One. So although it is the bottom of my priority debt for my credit cards, it's likely that this will be the one that actually is paid off first, and I would love to do that by the end of the year. So if I can pay a little bit more off of that to have that one completely removed by the end of the year. I know it doesn't have as high, it has the lowest interest rate on it as well, but I think sometimes it's those little dopamine wins, and it's those little things of removing it down so that I only have 4 cards instead of 5, I think for me will be a massive boost. So yeah, I'm going to leave that for today. That is my debt confession. So my total debt is currently £6,146.31, and my target is to pay it off by the end of August of 2027. In my next video, I am going to try and move these all over into a binder, and I think I'm going to work backwards. So rather than cash stuffing, because I pay all of these as soon as I'm paid at the end of the month, regardless of when the payment date is. As soon as my wages go in, these are the first things that I pay. So I think I'm going to do it backwards, and I'm going to stuff a binder with what I've paid off so that I can see that grow and do it that way. So yeah, yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it for today, having shared with you exactly how much debt it is that I owe. And then when I do my next video, as I set this binder up, I'll talk you through the things that I'm going to do to try and make sure that I am paying off extra for my minimum payments every month, so that we can see these balances actually coming down properly, rather than just paying a minimum payment off, sort of only paying £20 or £30 off because an extra sort of £40 or £50 is being added on in interest, which is what is happening with this one at the moment. So this absolutely is my priority to try and get it down. But yeah, so I will talk you through that in the next one as I set that binder up. Like I said, this has been my very first proper video. So if you could take the time to leave a like, to maybe leave a comment, leave me something, leave me in a yellow emoji. Yellow is my favourite colour. So if you've watched this all the way through to the end, leave a yellow emoji of some description in the comments for me. And if you could give us a like and a subscribe, that would be brilliant as well. And then I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.